Hello, so good to be with you today. How's everybody doing? Let me give you a moment to settle down. Hopefully you're sitting either on a towel or on your yoga mat. Just take a moment to get yourself comfortable in a sitting position, either sitting cross-legged like I am, or if you like, you can sit with your legs straight, just straight out in front of you if you have knee problems or that feels more comfortable to you. And just let's sit quietly for a moment, taking time to feel your connection with the earth, drawing up that healing earth energy and allowing it to revitalize and restore you. Let yourself take a deep breath in and allowing yourself to relax now as you release the breath through your pursed lips in a long, thin flow. Just taking a break. Let your eyes close and rest. Turning your gaze inward and down to Brahmapura, city of the heart. The great teachers say that when we close our outer eyes, the inner eyes open. Take a moment to just watch your breath, feeling like nothing needs to change. Feel the cool air exiting your body as you enjoy another long exhalation, remembering that you are beautiful and perfect in this moment, just the way you've shown up today, just as you are. And let's unify the energies between us by creating the sound of Om, or you can say home with an H if that's more comfortable for you. So keeping the eyes closed, we'll take an inhalation, and the exhalation from the bottom of our bellies, we're going to create the sound of Om 3 times. Take a deep breath in. And allowing your eyes to open again. So before we continue, I just want to remind you to listen and follow your own inner voice, your own intuition, doing what feels intuitively right for you. And if something doesn't feel right for you, modify it or just sit that dance out. So let's begin today in a reclining position. You can lie down on your mat. I'll give you a moment to do that. Just lie down flat on your back, making yourself comfortable. Let your arms rest by your side. Let your chin draw slightly towards your chest because we want to elongate the cervical spine on the floor. Let your tailbone tuck slightly under. So we're reducing that lordotic curve in the spine and really getting the spine to be flat on the ground. And then very gently, just turn your head from side to side. Remember, the neck, the low back, and the knees are the weaker spots of the body. So we want to be very gentle when we move them. So very slowly, very gently, just turning your head from side to side. Just feeling into any little knots of tension. And letting your head come to rest back in the center. Then on an inhalation, lift your fingers to the sky. Bend one elbow, put your hand on that elbow. With the exhalation, draw it across the other shoulder. So we're stretching the shoulder here. Good. Then we'll release. Get the other elbow, draw it across, stretching the other shoulder. And releasing the arms down again. Now we're going to lift the arms overhead so your fingers will touch the floor over your head. And we're going to do that to a count of 5. And that is going to help to juice up the shoulders, and also it'll help to slow your breathing down. So we're breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fingers touching the floor overhead and releasing. 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathing out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathing out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And just letting your arms relax down for a moment. Make sure your legs are out straight in front of you. We're going to bring the right knee in. Put your hand on that right kneecap. And imagine that you have a crayon on the top of the knee, and we're making circles on the ceiling and circling that knee around. So very often when people do this, they wind up turning their foot around, but you want to turn the knee in a circle. So use one hand because it'll give you a greater range of motion. Just circling that knee around, waking up the hip a little bit. Then bring your hands behind your knee, holding onto opposite elbows or your opposite forearms, whatever you can manage. You can stretch your foot to the sky if you like. Pressing out through the heel. Then take that right sole, put it just above your left knee. Take your arms out in a T position. And take your right knee over to the left side and bring your gaze to the right. Pausing here for a moment, just enjoying the stretch. And if you like, you could even bring your left hand up on top of your knee to add a little encouragement. Then let that right knee fall out to the side like you would for tree pose. So the inside of the right sole is against the inside of the left thigh. The left foot is flexed, and interlace your fingers over your head, lifting the rib cage away from the waist. Remember to keep breathing nice and steady. Then release your arms down. Bend the left knee, cross the right knee over the left knee like you're sitting in a chair. Take your arms out in a T position, dropping your knees to the left and bring your gaze to the right. And come back to center. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Put your hands on your kneecaps and circle them in one direction. Then reverse and go in the other direction. And keeping your knees now really close into your chest, bring your arms out in a T position, take a breath in, and with the exhale, drop your knees to the left and bring your gaze to the right. And inhaling back to center and dropping knees to the right and gaze to the left with the exhalation. And coming back to center and extending the right leg out straight ahead and the left leg out. Okay, so we'll bring the left knee in. We're going to flex the right foot. Put your left hand on your left knee, circling that left knee around. Making big circles. Again, imagine you have a crayon on the knee and you're making big circles on the ceiling. Holding on behind that left knee to opposite wrists or opposite elbows, maybe stretching your foot to the sky. Pressing out through the heel. And putting that left sole just above the right knee, bring your arms out in a T position. And drop your left knee to the right side, bringing your gaze to the left. And then let left knee fall out to the side like you would for a reclining tree pose. The left sole just against the inside of the right thigh. Interlace your fingers overhead, lifting the rib cage away from the waist. Flexing the right foot, pressing out through the heel. And releasing your arms down to your side. Bend the right knee, crossing the left knee over the right knee like you're sitting in a chair. Bring your arms out in a T position, dropping the knees to the right and bring your gaze to the left. And coming back to center, bring your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your knees, and just rock side to side. Then drop your knees over to the right side, rolling over to the right side completely. Push both hands into the floor, pushing yourself up, and come to a seated position. Let your arms rest by your side. Inhaling the arms up overhead, palms touching. And exhaling, floating the arms down. Inhaling, arms go up overhead. And exhaling. And breathing in, getting oxygen into the upper portions of the lungs. And breathing out. You can breathe out through your nose or through your mouth. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Let your arms rest by your side and pause for a full breath in and a long releasing breath out. So the in breath is the energizing part of the breath, and the exhalation is the resting part of the breath. So very often people have anxiety and tension, and one thing you can do for that is to just simply extend your exhalation so it's longer than your inhalation. So for example, if you're breathing into a count of 4, you would breathe out to a count of 8. And that helps to trigger the parasympathetic nervous part of the autonomic nervous system, which is the rest and restore portion of your autonomic nervous system. So that's just a little something you can do for yourself. Okay, so we're going to inhale the arms up just like we did before. We'll interlace the fingers, press the palms to the ceiling. And with the exhale, we're going to round forward. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, rounding forward. Stretching between the shoulder blades. Inhale, up. And exhale, folding. Inhale, up. And exhale your hands down to your side. And pause here for another full breath and another long, relaxing breath out. Good. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, drop one hand to the side. Breathe in again. Exhaling, arching over to the side. Nice stretch for the side body. Inhale the arm back up and exhale the arm down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, other arm down. Inhale again. Exhale, arching over. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, floating that arm down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arm releases. Inhale. And exhale again, over to the side. Inhale, coming up. And exhaling the arm down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, one arm down. Inhale, exhale, over to the side. Inhale, coming up, and exhaling, floating that arm down. And again, pausing for a full breath in, and another long, relaxing breath out. Good. This next one I'm going to demonstrate for you before I have you do it. This time we're going to inhale the arms up as we did. With the exhale, we're going to turn to the side. One hand will land on my knee. One hand will land behind my back. You'll notice my spine is straight. Then I'm going to inhale my arms up and exhale forward and relax the arms down. Okay, so we'll do that together. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, turning to the side, float your arms down. One hand on your knee, one hand behind your back. Keep your spine straight, the crown of the head lifted. Inhale, arms up, turning to the front, and exhaling, arm down. Good. Arms up, turning to the side, exhaling, arms float down, one hand on your knee, one hand behind you. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, arms float down. Inhaling, arms rise up, turn to the side, float the arms down with the exhalation. Breathe in again. Arms up and turning forward and floating the arms down with the breath out. Breathing in, arms up, turn to the side. Breathe out, let the arms float down. Breathing in, arms go up and turn to the side, turning forward and floating the arms down. And pause here for a breath, receiving the sensation of those twists for one more long, slow breath. And then let one hand rest on your belly, one hand on your heart. Close your eyes for a minute. This is your home base. And just pause here for another relaxing breath. This is your place to come back to come home to. Good. Release your hands. Let your eyes float open. Okay, let's come to a standing position. Going to pause for a water break. If you have some water with you, this would be a good time to just get a sip. Okay, so I'm going to be standing with feet hip width apart. The big toe will be lined up with the inside of the heels. And we're going to do some stretches for the side body. So we're going to reach up through one hand. You'll notice my heels coming off the floor. I hope you can see that. I'm going to release down. And I'm going to stretch up through the other hand, and my heel will come off the floor, so I can stretch a little bit higher and release down. And reaching up. Feels really good. Nice stretch for the body. And reaching up. Nice leisurely stretch. Nothing to do right now. No place to be. Just to be right here, taking care of ourselves. Reaching up. Reaching up. Reaching. Stretching the whole side of the body, elongating. When we sit too much, we feel like the vertebrae are just piling on top of each other, and these kind of movements really open up the spine. Just reaching up, and other side, reaching up. Good, and relaxing your arms down. All right, connecting heaven and earth. So the hands are going to come up. We're going to flip the palms and press. So of course, we're getting oxygen into the upper portions of the lungs here, and we'll release the arms down. And this kind of movement really increases our lung capacity. So reaching up and pressing, and releasing down with the exhalation. Breathing in, reaching up, pressing the palms against the sky, and releasing the arms down. Arms up, pressing, and releasing down. We'll do that one more time. Breathing in, and breathing out. Good. Pausing for a moment, feeling inwardly, and just letting your inner awareness, your inner eyesight develop. Notice how things feel. Notice what's released, what's let go. And we'll move up to another move that helps to open the lungs. The hands come up. One hand presses flat down, the other hand presses flat up. So it's as if the bottom hand's pressing on the earth and the top hand is pressing on the sky. Then you can arch to the side a little bit to increase the stretch on the side. And the fingertips will come together. The pinkies pass each other, and we're going to press in opposite directions going to the other side. And pinkies pass each other and press. And pinkies pass each other and press. So these are nice moves to do even when you wake up in the morning, just to get the spine moving. Pressing in opposite directions. Again. Press. Breathing in and breathing out as you press. Good, and relaxing the hands down. Okay, another movement to open up the chest. You know, when we're under pressure or stress, we tend to kind of close up, the shoulders kind of roll in. And when you're under prolonged stress, it can really affect your posture. So this is a move that you can do that's very simple to help keep your spine straight, keep your shoulders back. So the elbows are going to lift with the inhalation and go back. Get that nice opening, and the elbows will go to the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to tuck the tail and the chin will go to the chest. Breathing in, the elbows lift and go back. Breathing out, the elbows lift and round forward, tail tucks. Breathing in, the elbows lift and go back. And breathing out, the elbows lift and round forward. Good, the next time we open, we're going to open to the side as we breathe in. Get a little twist. And breathe out, coming back to the center, tucking the tail, chin to chest. Breathing in, going to the opposite side. Breathing out, coming forward. Good, let's do that once on each side. Breathing in. Breathing out, coming forward, rounding. Breathing in, the elbows lift. And breathing out, coming forward. And relaxing your arms down. And again, feeling inwardly, noticing how your back feels, how your breathing is, paying attention. So for this next one, this is another good shoulder exercise. We're going to step 1 foot forward, take a giant step forward. You're going to bend the front knee and put your forearm on that front knee. So it's as if you're having a conversation here, just relaxing. Now the other arm is going to dangle towards the floor, and you're just going to shake it out. Let that arm be real loose. Let all the tension fly out of your fingertips into the earth. Shake it out. Then we're going to bring that arm forward and up. We're going to make big circles. You'll notice when my fingers are at the sky, my knee has straightened, right? And I'm circling around. I'm coming back to the starting point, making big circles with that arm. Down towards the floor and up and back, big circles, really juicing up the shoulder. Good. Next time you come up, we'll step the front foot back and step the other foot forward. All right, I'm going to bend the knee, lean the forearm on the knee, and again, dangle the arm down. Let it be real loose like a bag of bones. And taking the arm up and back, knee straightens, and sweeping down again, leaning on that knee. The arm comes up and back, getting a full range of motion in that shoulder. Sweeping, coming up, sweeping the ground. Last time. Good. We'll step that foot back again. So let's bring the hands behind the back, palms facing each other. Let's do a little work on the neck. A lot of tension in the neck. Dropping your ear to one shoulder. And then I want you to nod your head forward and back. And I don't want you to do this like I want you to do this mindfully. So I want you to go slow and feel into this opposite side of the neck where the little pockets, those secret pockets of tension lie in the side of the neck. And see if you can be very gentle and sort of move into them and work through those little knots of tension. So be mindful here. Don't let this be an automatic movement. Be mindful, feeling into the opposite side of the neck where that tension might be lying. Seeing if you can work with that a little bit. Then when you're ready, you can roll your chin along your chest and go over to the other side. And again, mindfully nodding your head, yes. But being aware of the opposite side of the neck and where you might be holding those little secret pockets of tension. Being gentle and cautious with the neck. And we'll roll the chin to the chest and lift the gaze to the ceiling. Open up your mouth real wide. Stretch your jaw. Bring your bottom lip over your top lip to stretch your throat. And relax your face and relax your arms. Just shake it all out. Excellent. All right, we're going to move into half sun salutations. So we'll start with the hands at the heart center. We'll take a breath in. Inhaling. Exhaling, the arms will release. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, we're going to fold in half. Inhale, hands are just above the knees. We're coming up part way, and then we're going to exhale all the way down again. Inhale, arms come out to the side, palms reach overhead. Exhale, hands are back at the heart center. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, exhaling, arms release. Inhale, upward salute, lifting the ribcage away from the waist. Exhale, arms come out to the side. We're going to swan dive forward. Inhale, lifting halfway, hands go just above the knees, flat back. Exhale, all the way down as far as you're comfortable. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, arms come out to the side, palms reach overhead. Big circle outward, hands are back at the heart center. And again, breathing in. Breathing out, the arms release. Breathing in, upward salute. Let the hands release, fold in half with the exhalation. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, floating all the way back down. Inhale, arms come out to the side, palms reach overhead. Big circle out to the side, hands are back at the heart center. Last time, breathing in, breathing out, the arms release. Breathing in, upward salute. Breathe out, swan dive forward. Breathing in, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, folding in half. Inhale, arms come out to the side, palms reach overhead. Big circle, hands are back at the heart center. Beautiful. Let one hand rest on your heart, one hand on your belly. Coming home to yourself. A moment of peace, a moment of contentment, a moment of quiet. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. And relaxing your arms. Okay, so we'll work a little bit on balance. And last week when we met, we talked about the kinds of things that affect balance. So first of all, it's our feet. First thing. So the feet are going to be hip width apart, big toe lined up with the inside of your heel. And I'll tell you what my experience is. Some people like to practice balance poses on a mat. I'm not one of those people. I like to practice on a hardwood floor. And the reason I like to practice on a hardwood floor is because you have little sensors for balance in your feet. And when your feet are on a squishy surface like a rug or a mat, it confuses your little sensors. So if you're on a hardwood floor, I think you have a better chance of balancing. So wherever you are in your house, if you're going to be on a mat and you choose to be, that's fine. If you have a hardwood floor, that would be even better. If you don't, you don't. So we're standing with feet hip width apart, big toe lined up with the inside of the heel. And I spoke about this last week, that we have balance points under the big toe, the pinky toe, and the heel. So we think of the foot as a long object, but it's actually not. It's actually triangular. So imagine that you have roots coming out from under your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel, and those roots are dropping down into the core of the earth, wrapping around the core of the earth. So you're really stable in your feet right now. From that place, we're stacking the shoulders on top of the hips, on top of the knees, on top of the ankles, so we're standing nice and straight. And remember, balance has to do a lot with your ears, your inner balance, your inner balance in your ears. It has to do with what you ate today. If you ate a lot of food, you may not balance as well. It has to do with how much you slept last night. You know, some of us aren't sleeping that well these days, but it does have to do with how you slept, how much stress you're under. So a lot of things affect your balance. So take that into consideration as you do these balance poses. So last week we worked on tree pose. I think I remember we did tree pose. This week we're going to work on flamingo, which is similar to tree pose, but it's a little bit different. So for flamingo, you have to imagine that your whole body's pink. That's the first requirement. Then you're going to take one foot and put it just above the knee on the opposite foot. If your left knee is in front of you, your left hand is going to pull your right wrist down, and then you are a flamingo. So let's do this together. We'll be on the right foot. So you're going to look down at that foot and make sure while we have been talking to each other that your foot didn't move out of position, big toe lined up with the inside of the heel. And I explained to you last week how most people walk either duck-footed or with their feet out, and that affects your whole body. So we really want to be conscious of where the feet are. And it's also going to help your balance. So we'll shift the weight to the right foot. We'll bring the left foot into position just over the knee. The left hand will pull the right wrist down, standing nice and straight, crown of the head lifted. Focus your gaze on a non-moving object. We talked about dristi last week. So you're going to focus your gaze on something non-moving, and I want you to become so steady and so focused that everything else in the room that you're in seems to blur. Be that focused on a tiny little object straight across from you, or an object maybe 6 or 8 feet from you on the floor. That's another way you can use your dristi. Holding steady, focusing your gaze. Don't forget to breathe. Excellent. Let's try that on the other side, shall we? So we'll be on the left foot. And again, you're going to look down. First thing when you do a balance pose is make sure your foot is straight. Bring the other foot into position. Now the right hand will pull the left wrist down. And again, you're going to fix your gaze nice and steady. Let your breathing be steady and smooth. And release down. Okay, so we're going to make that a little bit more challenging for those of you who had a really easy time with it. For those of you who had a hard time with it, just practice it the way we just did it. But if you want a little bit more of a challenge, when you get up into flamingo, you're going to come forward a little bit. You don't have to touch your head to your knee, but you're just going to come forward a little bit, and you're going to come back out up again and release your foot down. Just to make it a little bit more challenging, and that's called a sleeping flamingo. So we'll be on the right foot, left foot coming up. And again, if that's too challenging for you, just do the basic pose again. For those of you who want to try to come forward, whoop. See what you could do with this. All right, we'll try that on the other side. So basic flamingo, right knees in front, right hand pulling the left wrist down. For those of you who want to try the sleeping flamingo, coming forward, you can. I'll leave myself today. Coming forward. Just experimenting with that. See what you can do with it. Some of you able to do it? Okay, we'll move on to swaying tree. Now, we did tree pose last week, and I think I explained to you then that no matter what we do with the upper portion of the body, the bottom of the tree is always the same. The knee is drawing back, the hips drawing back, whether your heel is at your ankle, on your calf, or up above your knee. It's always, the bottom half of the body is always the same. The knee draws back, the hip stabilizes, and most importantly, the foot presses into the leg and the leg presses into the foot. There's a relationship there that's going to help to steady you. So today we're going to do swaying tree, which is a little bit more complicated, but let's see how we do with it. So I'm on my right foot. I'm going to bring my left foot in for tree pose. My left hand is in Vishnu Mudra, thumb and index finger together, and it's pressing that knee back. My other hand is coming overhead. This is swaying tree, and I'm pressing out through my opposite hip. So this pressing through the opposite hip is counterbalancing from left to right, my knee being bent on the left side. So I know this is a little bit challenging, but let's just see how you do with it. It's kind of fun to try. All right, so we'll be on that right foot. Left foot coming in. Vishnu Mudra, both hands. Thumb and index finger together. Pressing the knee away. Hand overhead. Pressing through the opposite hip. Whoa. Did you guys do better than I did with that? Okay, we'll try it on the other side. So we'll be on the left foot, right foot coming in, Vishnu Mudra, hand overhead, pressing through the opposite hip to the bent knee. See if you can keep your shoulders back. Remember to breathe. A lot of times when we're concentrating, we don't breathe. Good. Excellent. Okay, so we'll come down to the floor. We'll have some time for relaxation. So again, you're going to lie down on your mat, on your back, making yourself really comfortable. Some of you may want to get a blanket because your body temperature does drop during relaxation, or if you want to get a little pillow to put under your head, or an eye bag, or even if you don't have an eye bag at home, you can fold a washcloth and put it over your eyes. Really take this time to relax. I'll give you a moment to get whatever supplies you might need, whatever you want to get to make yourself more comfortable. Be sure that you're warm. Okay. So begin by taking long, deep, and uniform breaths. Gradually slow down the rate of your breath. By slowing your breathing, your body and mind begin to let go. They begin to relax and slow down. Continue with this breathing throughout each step until you completely lose awareness of it by having sunk so deeply into relaxation. Now, as you continue with deep breathing, begin to consciously relax your muscles, mentally traveling over your body, telling each part to relax, one by one, from the toes to the top of your head. With each exhalation, feel as if you're letting go, breathing out tiredness, stress, tension from that body part. With each inhalation, feel yourself breathing in relaxation. Relax your feet. Let your ankles relax. Let your calves relax. And your knees. Now relax your thighs. Relax your hips. Let the abdominal muscles relax. Relax all the muscles in your back, your chest, and your shoulders. Relax your arms. Relax your hands, empty hands. Let your neck and your skull relax. And now, relax your face. Drop any and all tension that surrounds the eyes. And let any and all facial expressions simply fall away. Let your forehead relax and become smooth. And the sides of your face as well. Allow your jaw to be loose and to let it sag slightly, parting your lips and letting your tongue relax. Now bring your attention within your body to the internal organs. Without trying to guess their exact location, picture the organs of the abdomen, the kidneys, the liver, the adrenal glands, the stomach, and the intestines, the bladder, and the reproductive organs. As you relax each organ, picture those deep tensions and organic disorders within dissolving at your mental suggestion to relax. Picture your lungs and your heart. Feel their pace becoming slower, more even, free of any disturbance or tension. Now visualize your brain and imagine that the steady rhythm of breath is cleansing it of all tension, dissolving thoughts, soothing, and restoring the millions of cells that lie within it. When your muscles and organs have become relaxed, begin to now consciously relax your nerves. Try to discover where those inner pockets of tension lie within your body. And as they reveal themselves to your inner gaze, mentally visualize the incoming breath dissolving all those buried tensions. Expel their last vestiges with your exhalation. Feel that your tired and overworked nervous channels are simply closing down. That communication between your brain and nerve centers is being temporarily suspended. Feel now that you've completely let go, that your mind is like a clear blue sky, and the thoughts like slowly floating clouds. Feel your body growing heavier and heavier as it sinks into the floor. Now, send your mind as far away as it can go from your everyday life. Leave your anxiety and your worries, your obligations and your responsibilities. Create a strong mental image of a place where you are completely free, completely at peace. Perhaps you will visualize a sunny beach or maybe a silent garden. Retreat into this, your personal sanctuary, leaving only your body here lying on the floor. Be completely in your imagined retreat, in a state devoid of fear for the future and any regret over the past. Secure in the knowledge that you're at home within yourself. Allow your conscious mind to drift into a state of blankness. That state in which the inner intelligence of prana works to thoroughly heal and restore your being on every level. Very slowly, very gently, begin bringing your awareness back into this room, back into this time and space. Let your breathing deepen. Slowly move your head from side to side. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Draw your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. And draw your arms out in a T position. Take a breath in. Exhaling your knees over to the right and bring your gaze to the left. Pausing there for a moment. Come back to center. Drop your knees to the left and bring your gaze to the right. And come back to center. And again, drop your knees over to the right. Push both your hands into the floor and push yourself back up into a seated position, sitting with your eyes closed. Sitting comfortably now with a straight spine, letting your eyes turn inward and down as if gazing at your heart. Taking a moment to be a curious inner investigator, roaming the interior landscape. And just noticing what may be arising in this moment, what may be presenting itself to you in this moment. Seeing if you can hold a space of kindness and compassion for whatever is arising in this moment. Showing the same kind of kindness and compassion for yourself as you would for somebody else. Pausing for a moment of gratitude for all that's good around you, all that's good about you. And connecting with that wish that we all share for peace in our hearts and peace in our world. And with one voice and one heart, joining our voices together in 3 ohms. Breathing in. Joining your hands at your heart center. Loka samista sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be ever filled with peace, joy, love, and light. May all beings be happy. May all beings be at peace. And may the power that watches over all of our days bless us all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, everlasting peace. Jai Bhagwan, Namaste, Shalom, peace.